The silence of space. The escape pod spun slowly through the darkness. Inside, Commander Ilara Voss watched her oxygen counter tick down with calm acceptance. 73 hours remained. No rescue would come in time. Her ship, the merchant vessel Wayward Star, had been destroyed 3 days ago. Pirates. The Kryn Syndicate. To be exact, a ruthless gang of insectoid raiders who stripped cargo ships bare and left no survivors. Ilara had been lucky. She'd reached the pod. The other 17 crew members hadn't. Now she floated in the outer rim, a region of space so remote that even distress beacons were considered pointless. The nearest inhabited system was 4 weeks away at maximum thrust. Her pod could barely manage 3 days on emergency power. She recorded her final message for the second time that day. Her hands were steady. Her voice was clear. This is Commander Ilara Voss, formerly of the Wayward Star, Merchant Registry Number 7749. To whoever finds this recording, our ship was destroyed by Kryn pirates in the Theta Expanse. 17 souls lost. I am the sole survivor. She paused, looking out at the infinite black beyond her viewport. Stars glittered like shattered glass. Beautiful. Cold. Indifferent. If you're human and you're hearing this, tell my sister I loved her. Tell her I thought of her at the end. Tell her. A proximity alarm shrieked through the tiny cabin. Ilara's heart hammered. She killed the recording and pulled up the scanner display. Something massive was approaching. Something impossibly large. A ship. So as a warship. It emerged from the darkness like a leviathan rising from deep water. Ilara's breath caught in her throat. The vessel was enormous, easily 3 kilometers long, its hull painted in deep gray with glowing blue lines that pulsed like veins. Weapon arrays bristled along its flanks. Engine sections glowed with barely contained power. And on its side, painted in white letters 2 stories tall, was a word that made Ilara's eyes burn with sudden tears. Humanity below it. Smaller text. Ewan's valiant shield. She couldn't believe it. A human warship. Here, in the middle of nowhere. The comm crackled to life. A voice, warm, female, distinctly human, filled her pod. Escape pod, this is the United Nations Starship Valiant Shield. We've detected your distress beacon. Stay calm. We're bringing you aboard. Ilara's voice broke. How? How are you here? A pause, then. We'll explain everything once you're safe, Commander. Sit tight. Retrieval in 90 seconds. Through the viewport, Ilara watched as a section of the warship's hull opened like a great mouth. Blue light spilled out. A tractor beam locked onto her pod, pulling her gently toward safety. She'd learned about Earth's military expansion during the war, of course. Everyone had. 20 years ago, humanity had been attacked by the Jarek Empire, a powerful alien coalition that saw Earth as an easy target. They'd been wrong. Humanity had fought back with a ferocity that shocked the galaxy. When the war ended, Earth had won. Barely. But they'd won. The aftermath changed everything. Humanity built a fleet, not for conquest, but for protection, for rescue, for making sure no human ever died alone in the dark again. Ilara hadn't believed the stories. The fleet was supposed to be concentrated around Earth and the core colonies. What was a ship like this doing in the outer rim? The pod shuddered as it passed through the atmospheric shield and into the hangar bay. Gravity kicked in. The pod settled onto the deck with a gentle thump. Through the canopy, Ilara saw them. Dozens of crew members in dark blue uniforms moving with practiced efficiency. Medical teams with stretchers, engineers with toolkits, and standing at the front, arms crossed, a tall woman with silver hair and commander's insignia on her collar. The pod's hatch hissed open. Cool, clean air rushed in. Such a contrast to the stale recycled oxygen she'd been breathing for days. Welcome aboard the Valiant Shield, Commander Voss. The silver-haired woman offered her hand. I'm Captain Sarah Chen. Can you walk? Ilara took the hand, pulled herself up. Her legs shook, but they held. I can manage. Thank you. Thank you for... Don't thank me yet, Captain Chen said, her expression hardening. We picked up something else on our scanners when we found you. The same pirates who destroyed your ship, they're still in this sector. And they just attacked another vessel. A colony transport. Ilara's blood went cold. How many aboard? 300 civilians, families. Chen's jaw tightened. We're going after them. But first I need you to tell me everything you know about these pirates. Their tactics, their weapons, their weaknesses. I'll tell you everything, Ilara said immediately. But Captain, what is a ship like this doing out here? The outer rim is... It's nowhere. Captain Chen's expression softened slightly. Something like pride flickered in her eyes. After the war with the Jarek, we made a promise. No human gets left behind. Not in Earth space. Not in the core colonies. Not anywhere. The outer rim might be nowhere to the rest of the galaxy. But to us, it's where humans live. Where they work. Where they die if we don't protect them. She placed a hand on Alara's shoulder. We have 16 ships patrolling the outer rim. 16 ships, spread across impossible distances, making sure that when someone sends out a distress call, we answer. You're not alone anymore, Commander. None of us are. Alara felt something break inside her chest. Relief, gratitude, pride. She'd spent 3 days thinking she would die alone in the dark. But humanity had found her. Humanity had come. The pirates, she said, straightening despite her exhaustion. I can help. I know their patterns, Captain Chen smiled. It was a warrior's smile, cold and sharp. Good, because we're about to show them what happens when you attack our people. The deck beneath their feet thrummed as the Valiant Shield's engines powered up. Around them, the crew moved with purpose. Weapons stations came online. Fighter craft were prepped in the adjoining bays. The ship was coming alive. Alara followed Captain Chen toward the bridge, her heart pounding with a feeling she hadn't expected to feel ever again. Hope. The hunt was on. The Kryn never expected this. The bridge of the Valiant Shield hummed with controlled tension. Officers sat at their stations, fingers flying across holographic displays. On the main view screen, a tactical map showed 2 blips, one red, one blue. Red was the enemy. The Kryn pirate vessel, a modified cruiser called Reaper's Claw. Blue was their target, the colony transport New Horizon, carrying 300 civilians to a frontier settlement. Distance to target? Captain Chen stood at the center of the bridge, arms behind her back, voice steady as stone. 40,000 kilometers in closing, the navigation officer reported. The transport is holding position. They've lost main engines. The Kryn are boarding. Alara stood beside the tactical station, her body still weak but her mind sharp. She'd spent the last hour in the briefing room, telling Chen's officers everything she knew about the Kryn syndicate. Their tactics, their cruelty, their predictability. They'll start with the crew, Alara said quietly. Kill anyone who resists. Then they'll move to the cargo holds. Whatever they can't steal, they'll destroy. And then, she swallowed hard, then they'll space the survivors. All of them. A young officer at the communications station, barely 20 years old by the look of him, went pale. 300 people, not today, Captain Chen said firmly. She turned to her tactical officer. Commander Hayes, what's our weapon status? Hayes, a broad-shouldered man with dark skin and steady hands, nodded. All systems green, Captain. Railguns at full charge. Missile tubes loaded. Point defense online. We're ready. Good. Chen studied the tactical display. They don't know we're coming. We're running dark and their sensors are primitive compared to ours. We have the advantage of surprise. Let's use it. She tapped a control on her command chair. Throughout the ship, intercoms crackled to life. All hands, this is the captain. In 5 minutes, we engage a hostile force that has attacked one of our civilian vessels. 300 of our people are in danger. We're going to get them back. Every single one? Battle stations. Chen out. Alarms chimed softly. Red lights pulsed along the ceiling. The crew moved faster now, but there was no panic. Only purpose. Alara watched them with something close to awe. This was what humanity had become. Not conquerors, not explorers, protectors. Approaching weapons range, Hayes announced. 15,000 kilometers. Hold fire, Chen ordered. Get us closer. I want to be right on top of them when we announce ourselves. The Valiant Shield sliced through space like a knife. Silent, deadly, unseen. On the view screen, the colony transport grew larger. It hung in space like a wounded bird, its hull scarred by weapons fire. Attached to its side, like a parasite, was the Kryn vessel, smaller than the Valiant Shield, but bristling with stolen military hardware. 5,000 kilometers, the navigation officer whispered. Captain, Hayes said, his voice tight. They're venting atmosphere from the transport. Section C. That's where the passenger quarters are. Someone gasped. Ilara's hands clenched into fists. They were killing civilians. Right now, Captain Chen's expression didn't change. But when she spoke, her voice was ice, weapons-free. Target their engines first. I want them disabled, not destroyed. We're taking prisoners today. Aye, Captain. Communications, open a channel. All frequencies. Make sure they hear this. The comm officer nodded. Channel open. Chen stepped forward, her eyes locked on the Kryn vessel. Attention, Kryn pirate vessel. This is Captain Sarah Chen of the United Nations starship Valiant Shield. You have 10 seconds to disengage from that transport and surrender. If you comply, you'll be taken into custody and granted a fair trial. If you resist, she paused, let the silence hang. Then you'll discover why humanity won the war. For 3 heartbeats, nothing happened. Then the Kryn ship exploded into motion. It detached from the transport, its engines flaring to life. Weapon systems activated. Missiles launched. Evasive maneuvers. Hayes barked. Point defense, engage. The Valiant Shield rolled gracefully to port. The Kryn missiles never reached it. Automated turrets along the warship's hull spat out streams of hypervelocity rounds, shredding the incoming ordnance before it came within a kilometer. Their mistake, Chen said quietly. Fire. The Valiant Shield's railgun spoke with thunder that Alara felt through the deck. 3 rounds, each one a tungsten penetrator accelerated to a fraction of light speed, crossed the distance in an eye blink. All 3 hit home. The Kryn ship's engines exploded in blue-white fire. The vessel spun out of control, trailing debris in atmosphere. Direct hit, Hayes confirmed. Their engines are gone. They're dead in space. Good. Helm, bring us alongside. Prepare boarding teams, Captain. The communication officer looked up, his face grim. We're receiving a transmission from the Kryn ship. Audio only, let's hear it. The bridge speakers crackled. A voice, wet, clicking, distinctly alien, filled the air. It spoke in broken standard galactic humans. You make mistake. We are Kryn, we have friends, powerful friends. You cannot... I don't care, Chen interrupted, her voice cutting through the alien's words like a blade. You attacked our people. You killed our people. Whatever friends you think you have won't change what happens next. A pause. Then the alien laughed. It was a horrible sound, like glass breaking underwater. Brave words, human. But there are more of us. Always more. You cannot protect everyone. Your people are everywhere, weak, alone. We will find them. We will... You're wrong, Alara said suddenly. Every head on the bridge turned to look at her. She stepped forward, her voice steady despite the trembling in her legs. I was alone out there, she continued, floating in the dark. Waiting to die. I thought no one would come. But I was wrong. And you're wrong too. We're not alone anymore. Humanity doesn't leave its people behind. Not anywhere. Not ever. She looked at Captain Chen, then back at the view screen. You made a mistake attacking us. You thought we were easy prey. You thought we were weak. But we're not. We're humanity, and when you hurt one of us, you face all of us. Silence on the bridge. Then Chen smiled, fierce and proud. Well said, Commander. She turned to her tactical officer. Hey, send in the Marines. I want every pirate on that ship in custody within the hour, and get rescue teams to the transport. Anyone still alive gets priority medical care. Aye, Captain. Through the view screen, Alara watched as assault shuttles launched from the Valiant Shield's hangar bays. They swarmed toward the crippled pirate vessel like avenging angels. Within minutes, breaching charges lit up the Kryn ship's hull. Marines in powered armor stormed through the holes, weapons ready. On the transport, other shuttles were already docking. Medical teams, engineers, rescue specialists, Captain, the communication officer called out. We're getting reports from the boarding teams. The transport's crew is alive, 12 wounded but stable. And the passengers? Captain, they saved most of them. 273 souls. They're alive. A collective exhale swept through the bridge. Relief, joy, victory. But Captain Chen's expression remained serious. She pulled up a wider tactical display showing the entire sector. We saved these people, she said quietly. But the Kryn were right about one thing. There are more of them. And there are more of us, scattered across the outer rim, vulnerable, hoping someone will come if they need help. She looked at her crew, at Alara, at the young officers who'd probably never seen real combat before today. So we keep patrolling. We keep watching. And when the call comes, and it will come, we answer. That's what we do. That's who we are. Alara felt tears sting her eyes. 3 days ago, she'd been dying alone in the void. Now she stood on the bridge of humanity's finest warship, surrounded by people who'd risked everything to save strangers. This was what humanity had become. Not perfect, not invincible, but there. Always there, Captain, Ilara said softly. I want to help. I don't have a ship anymore, but I know these routes. I know the pirates' patterns. If you'll have me, I want to stay. I want to make sure what happened to me never happens to anyone else. Captain Chen studied her for a long moment. Then she extended her hand. Welcome to the crew of the Valiant Shield. Commander Voss, we're honored to have you. Ilara took the hand, squeezed it tight. Outside, in the cold darkness of space, the rescue continued. Lives were being saved. Hope was being restored. And somewhere far away, other ships like the Valiant Shield patrolled other lonely stretches of space, watching over other humans who might need them. The galaxy had learned something 20 years ago, during humanity's war with the Jarik Empire. Humanity could be gentle, compassionate, kind, but when you threatened their people, when you hurt their own, then you discovered why they'd survived, why they'd won, why they would never stop coming, because humanity protected its own, always. We are never alone. 6 weeks later, Commander Ilara Voss stood in the observation deck of the Valiant Shield, watching a planet slowly rotate beneath them. New Terra, a frontier colony barely 15 years old, home to 40,000 humans trying to build a new life among the stars. It was beautiful, green and blue wrapped in white clouds, so much like Earth that it made her chest ache with unexpected longing. Penny, for your thoughts. Ilara turned. Captain Chen approached, carrying 2 steaming mugs. She offered one to Ilara, who took it gratefully. Coffee. Real coffee, not the synthetic stuff from the escape pod. Just thinking about how far we've come, Ilara said. She sipped the coffee, savored the warmth. 6 weeks ago I was dying in a pod. Now I'm here watching over a whole world. Chen nodded, her gaze distant. That's what we do. Watch over, protect. Make sure that when our people look up at the stars, they see hope, not fear. Do you ever wonder if it's enough? Ilara asked quietly. There are billions of humans now, spread across hundreds of worlds. 16 ships can't protect everyone. No, Chen admitted. We can't, but we can be there when it matters. We can show the galaxy that humanity doesn't abandon its own. That alone changes everything. Before Ilara could respond, the ship-wide comm crackled to life. Captain to the bridge. Priority alert. Captain Chen, please report to the bridge immediately. Chen's expression hardened. She set down her mug and strode toward the door, Ilara following close behind. They reached the bridge in under a minute. The atmosphere had changed completely. Every station was active, officers calling out reports, displays flickering with incoming data. Report, Chen commanded, settling into her command chair. Commander Hayes looked up from his tactical station, his face grim. We've received multiple distress calls, Captain. Simultaneous attacks across the entire Outer Rim sector. 6 different locations, pirates. 6! Ilara breathed. That's not a raid. That's coordinated, Chen finished. Her eyes narrowed. The Kryn, they're making a statement. Hayes nodded. Intelligence confirms it. They're hitting mining stations, supply depots, even a medical facility. Looks like they're trying to spread us thin, force us to choose who to save. Silence fell over the bridge. Ilara felt her heart sink. 6 locations, 1 ship. The math was brutal. How many people are we talking about? Chen asked quietly. Total? Hayes checked his display. Approximately 1,500 civilians. The attacks are ongoing. We have maybe 4 hours before casualties become catastrophic. 4 hours? 1,500 people. 1 ship, Captain. The communications officer spoke up. We're receiving a transmission. It's on the emergency frequency. From the Kryn, put it through. The same wet, clicking voice from their last encounter filled the bridge speakers. Humans, you think you're so clever, so strong, but you cannot be everywhere at once. We have struck at 6 of your outposts. You must choose. Save 1, maybe 2. The rest will die. And you will know that you failed them. The alien laughed, that horrible broken glass sound. This is the price of your arrogance. This is what happens when weak prey thinks it can fight back. Choose, humans. Who will you let die? The transmission ended. For 3 heartbeats, nobody spoke. Then Captain Chen stood. Her voice when she came was calm, steady. But beneath it, Ilara heard something hard as steel. Communications, open a channel, fleet-wide, emergency frequency Alpha 7. Captain? The comm officer looked confused. That's the frequency for the entire Outer Rim patrol fleet. I know what it is. Open it. Channel open, Captain. Chen took a breath. Then she began to speak. This is Captain Sarah Chen of the UNS Valiant Shield to all patrol vessels in the Outer Rim sector. We have a situation. 6 coordinated attacks, 1,500 civilians at risk. The enemy thinks we have to choose who to save. She paused, and when she continued, her voice rang with absolute conviction. They're wrong. We save everyone. All units report your positions and status. We're coordinating a simultaneous response. Nobody dies today, acknowledge. For a moment, nothing, just static. Then the responses began to flood in. This is Captain Marcus Reeves of the UNS Ironclad. Position Sector 7 Alpha. All systems green. We're with you, Sarah. UNS Starlight Runner acknowledging. Captain Jennifer Park, give us a target and we'll make it happen. This is the Frontier Guardian. Captain David Chen. No relation. The voice added with grim humor. We're ready. One by one, all 16 patrol ships checked in, scattered across impossible distances but connected by purpose. By duty. By the promise they'd all made. No human gets left behind. Alara stared at the tactical display as 16 blue dots appeared, spreading across the sector map. They were all so far away from each other. From the attack sites. Could they really? Hayes, Captain Chen said calmly. Coordinate with the other tactical officers. Assign each ship to the nearest target. Factor in travel time, combat capability, and rescue requirements. We have 4 hours. Make them count. Aye, Captain. Hayes's fingers flew across his console. Around him, other officers worked with the same intense focus. Minutes ticked by. The bridge hummed with quiet, controlled activity. Then Hayes looked up. Course plotted for all vessels, Captain. We're taking the mining station at Theta 9. It's the farthest out, but we're the fastest ship. The Ironclad and Frontier Guardian are moving on the supply depots. Starlight Runner is heading for the medical facility. Good. Helm, maximum speed. Engineering. I need every ounce of power you can give me. You'll have it, Captain, came the chief engineer's voice over the comm. The Valiant Shield surged forward. Through the view screen, stars stretched into lines as the ship pushed beyond normal cruising speed. The hull groaned softly, protesting the strain, but held. Time to target? Chen asked. 2 hours, 17 minutes at current speed, navigation reported. Chen nodded. She opened the fleet-wide channel again. All ships, this is Chen. The Kryn think they can terrorize us into submission. They think they can make us choose between our people. Today we show them what humanity is really capable of. Not because we're the strongest. Not because we're the smartest. But because when our people need us, we answer. Every single time. Good hunting. Chen out. Ilara moved to stand beside the captain. You really think we can do this? Save everyone? Chen looked at her and there was something in her eyes. Not arrogance, not false confidence. Just absolute, unshakable certainty. Yes, because that's what we do, Commander. The galaxy learned the wrong lesson from the war. They thought we won because we were vicious. Because we fought harder than anyone expected. But that's not why we won. Then why? Ilara asked. Because we refused to give up. Because we protected each other. Because every human on every ship, every station, every colony knew that if they fell, someone would come for them. That's our real strength. Not our weapons. Not our ships. Each other. The hours crawled by. On the tactical display, Ilara watched as the 16 blue dots converged on their targets. Closer. Closer. Approaching the Theta 9 mining station, navigation announced. Visual on screen. The view screen flickered. The mining station appeared. A sprawling complex of habitation modules and mining platforms carved into a massive asteroid. Smoke poured from several sections. Encircling it like sharks, 3 Kryn pirate vessels. 3 ships, Hayes said. Captain, they're expecting only one of us. They don't know the whole fleet is responding. Good. Let's keep it that way as long as possible. Weapons hot. Target the ship closest to the habitation module. Disable it first. Aye, Captain. The Valiant Shield opened fire. Railguns thundered. Missiles streaked through the void. The lead Kryn ship never knew what hit it. Its shields collapsed, its engines exploded, and it went dark. The other 2 pirates immediately broke off their attack on the station and turned toward the Valiant Shield. They're coming at us, Hayes warned. Let them, Chen said. Buy time for the evacuation teams. Launch rescue shuttles. Get our people off that station. Shuttles away. The battle was fierce but short. The Kryn ships were heavily armed, but they weren't military vessels. They were pirates used to attacking soft targets. The Valiant Shield was a warship, crewed by trained officers who'd fought in the war. 6 minutes after engaging, both Kryn vessels were crippled and drifting. Station reports ready for evacuation, communications announced. 237 miners and staff accounted for. No casualties. Relief flooded Alara's chest. We did it. 1 down, Chen said. 5 to go. Communications, get me status reports from the other ships. The comm officer worked his console, then looked up with a smile. Captain, all targets engaged. The Ironclad reports successful rescue at Supply Depot Alpha. 300 civilians safe. The Frontier Guardian secured Depot Beta. 450 saved. The Starlight Runner? He paused, listening. Medical facility secured. 200 patients and staff evacuated safely. One by one, the reports came in. Each blue dot on the tactical map pulsed green as they completed their missions. All 16 ships. 6 attack sites, 0 casualties, Captain, Hayes said quietly. We did it. We saved them all. The bridge erupted in cheers. Officers hugged each other. Someone laughed, pure relief and joy. Captain Chen allowed herself a small smile. Then she opened the fleet-wide channel one more time. All ships, this is Chen. Mission accomplished. Excellent work, everyone. The galaxy just learned something important about humanity today. She paused. We don't choose who to save. We save everyone. Return to patrol stations. Stay vigilant. Chen out. Alara felt tears running down her face. She didn't bother to wipe them away. 6 weeks ago, she'd been dying alone in the dark, certain that nobody would come, that nobody could come, but she'd been wrong. Humanity had come. Humanity had saved her. And today, humanity had saved 1,500 more. Captain Chen turned to her, extending her hand. Well done, Commander. Your intelligence on the Kryn helped make this possible. Alara took the hand, but instead of shaking it, she pulled Chen into a fierce hug. After a moment, the captain hugged her back. Thank you, Alara whispered. For everything. You're welcome, Chen said softly. But you don't need to thank me. This is what we do. This is who we are. She pulled back, looked Alara in the eyes. Welcome home, Commander Voss. You're not alone anymore. None of us are. Outside, in the vast darkness of space, 16 warships resumed their patrols, watching over scattered humans who lived and worked and dreamed among the stars. The galaxy was vast. The darkness was infinite. The dangers were real, but humanity had learned something important 20 years ago, during the war that nearly destroyed them. Alone, they were vulnerable. Scattered, they were weak, but together they were unbreakable. The aliens of the galaxy, the Zharik, the Kryn, all the others who saw humans as prey, had learned that lesson the hard way, and they would keep learning it, because humanity protected its own in the core systems. In the frontier colonies, in the empty void of the outer rim, wherever humans lived, humanity watched over them always, and that made all the difference.